Lot fled to the mountains with his 2 daughters. Fearing that the world had ended, they sought shelter in a cave, isolated, alone, and uncertain of the future. Days passed, and despair grew. Believing that no men were left on earth, the daughters conspired. On 2 separate nights, they got their father drunk, and each lay with him, hoping to preserve their family line. From this act, 2 sons were born, Moab and Ben-Ammi, the fathers of nations that would one day rise and become enemies of Israel. Meanwhile, Abraham journeyed south to the land of Gerar. Once more he said of Sarah, "She is my sister." And once more a king, Abimelech, took her into his household. But God appeared to him in a dream. "You are as good as dead for the woman you have taken. She is married." Abimelech, shaken, returned Sarah untouched and confronted Abraham. Even so, God told Abimelech that Abraham would pray for him. And through that prayer, the wounds of his household were healed. Then, the long-awaited promise was fulfilled. The Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and in her old age, while at 90 years, she gave birth to a son. Abraham, now 100, named him Isaac, meaning he laughs, for Sarah had laughed in disbelief, and now laughed in joy. On the 8th day, Isaac was circumcised, the mark of the covenant. And as the boy grew, a celebration was held. But tension stirred. Sarah saw Ishmael, son of Hagar, mocking Isaac. Protective of the promise, she said to Abraham, "Send away this slave woman and her son. He will not share in Isaac's inheritance." This troubled Abraham deeply. But God said, "Do as Sarah says. For through Isaac your offspring will be reckoned. But I will also make Ishmael into a nation, for he is your son." So with sorrow, Abraham sent Hagar and Ishmael away. They wandered in the desert, water running out. Hagar wept, but God heard and opened her eyes to a well. He was with the boy as he grew, and Ishmael became a skilled archer in the wilderness. Time passed, and God tested Abraham. He called out, "Abraham," and Abraham replied, "Here I am." Then the unthinkable command came, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain I will show you." At dawn, Abraham rose, saddled his donkey, and took 2 servants and Isaac. For 3 days they traveled. When the mountain appeared in the distance, Abraham told the servants, "Stay here. We will worship, and we will come back." Isaac carried the wood on his back. Abraham held the knife and fire. "Father," Isaac asked, "where is the lamb?" And Abraham answered, "God himself will provide the lamb." They reached the place. Abraham built an altar, arranged the wood, and bound his son. He raised the knife. But the angel of the Lord called from heaven, "Abraham, do not lay a hand on the boy." Abraham looked up, and there, caught in a thicket, was a ram. He took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering instead of his son, and he named that place, "The Lord Will Provide." On that mountain God reaffirmed his promise, "Because you have not withheld your son, I will surely bless you. Your descendants will be as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. And through your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed, because you obeyed me." After this, Abraham and Isaac returned together. But time passed, and Sarah, now old, died in Hebron at the age of 127. Abraham mourned her and bought a field, the cave of Machpelah, as a burial place. It was the first piece of land he owned in the Promised Land. The journey of faith continued, through loss, through sacrifice, yet the promise endured. God's covenant stood, unwavering.